No.
Playing in Tuscaloosa in the SEC.
It's amazing. I played with a number of guys that come from Alabama, and they're just ready.
Yes.
You know, these guys are just ready. They see it every day. You know, Nick Saban has them prepared. It's pretty impressive to see.
Well, Dan Campbell drafted 2 of them this year. Brian Burns, as we all talked about before.
Van is taken down. Nice special teams play by Brady Breeze, the second-year safety out of Oregon. Well, if you're just joining us, Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick from Alabama, started the game for Carolina, and Matt, he looked pretty good.
I thought he did excellent tonight. Exactly what you want to see if you're a Panthers fan. Came out slinging it. They were throwing it. Frank's idea was to come out and get him comfortable before week 1. Was accurate down the field, made some plays with his legs. I just thought he looked comfortable tonight. That's a good sign for Panthers fans.
Absolutely. Every decision was the right decision. We had to throw the ball away, threw the ball away. When he took off and ran, he didn't try to do too much. Got to where he needed to go, settled down, slid, get on to the next play. He's got an easy demeanor about him. You know this, you met him in person. Smiles just right, but he has a seriousness about him as well.
Kid's smooth.
Yeah, smooth.
Luton in trouble again, and down he goes. Another sack for the Lions defense. Durden and Covington combined to bring down Jake Luton.
This is just bull rushing. Straight up bull rushing.
Got on skates right there.
He's got his hands. That's the ideal way to get an offensive tackle on his heels, is you get his hands up over his head, and then he's dead in the water. His center of gravity is shifted high, and there's nothing else he can do other than fall backwards.
Right into the quarterback.
Exactly.
Last 2 plays for Carolina offensively, they've lost a combined 23 yards. Luton from his own end zone, fires, broken up. Gilmore got a hand on it. And he's making his case tonight to be a part of this Lions roster.
Yeah, they got some decisions to make with their secondary. There's a lot of good young players.
I mean, maybe it's practice squad, but this guy's definitely in the building. You know, and I think he's earned that. There's just too many plays. The comments Dan Campbell has made during the preseason, just about his personality type and his demeanor, his ability to bounce back after a bad play and just keep going. I think he's a Detroit Lion this year.
No, I think you're right. They've had some injuries in their secondary, so it could be a door open simply because of the circumstances.
And he picks it off. Gilmore with the interception, and he scores. Oh yeah, he's not leaving Detroit. Stephen Gilmore with a pick 6.
Great job defending there. Last few plays. He sees it, comes up. Maybe got there a little earlier than he should have, but
I mean, some guys just have that knack. They just know how to make plays. They know how to break when it might be PI, but no call.
That ruins the story,
yeah,
Matt.
It does ruin the story, but you know, it's some guys just have that instinct to know how to break, to know how to make plays at the right time. I'm fired up for this kid, man. That's awesome.
How could you not be?
I'm sure his brother is watching, Stephon Gilmore, as Riley Patterson's extra point is no good. The younger brother of Stephon Gilmore, Stephen Gilmore, having himself a preseason, having himself a night here on CBS.
Making tackles in the hole, tight coverage on Wims on the sideline, pass breakup. Now he's got a pick 6, interception, and a touchdown. To be a great DB, you got to show up all over the stat sheet. It's not just passes defended, it's tackles, it's sacks, it's things that got my twin brother into the Hall of Fame.
And quarterbacks throwing him picks. Pick 6s in the slot down in Tampa. That helped too. But
you got a bad history with my brother.
That's my guy. I love Rondé.
With Matt Ryan, Tiki Barber, AJ Ross, our producer Steve McKee, director Andy Goldberg, our entire crew. I'm Andrew Catalan. We thank you for joining us on CBS for the preseason finale for both these teams, the Lions and the Panthers, moving closer to the start of the regular season. 3:01 to go in the game. Brown will let this go for a touchback.
We talked earlier about Dan Campbell having to be pleased with this game. He's got to be thrilled. Everything that you needed to happen has happened here.
Well, and the names he mentioned, right, and the positions he mentioned, they've stepped up. You've got guys in the wide receiver room that position battle has been intense in Detroit all year.
That's right.
All camp. And then, Stephen Gilmore's been, every article I saw this week that they sent our way, he's been in them. Man. So to see those guys step up tonight, kind of fill some of the voids that they're looking at, I think Dan Campbell's very happy.
Last 4 plays for the Detroit defense, 2 sacks, an interception, and a touchdown, and a big hit right there. This time by Chase Lucas, who also made a nice play tonight with the interception.
And Chase he's right on that bubble with Stephen Gilmore. They're going to have to make some tough decisions, and maybe they both make it because of some injuries in the secondary, but it's hard to keep 10 DBs. You got your 4 starters, you got your nickel.
That was Scott Nelson getting a hand on that one from Detroit. He's a good story. Local kid from Detroit. UD Jesuit High School just signed with the team on Sunday.
They got some the Lions have some interesting decisions coming up this weekend. And it's always, it's always the worst time of the year as a player, of course, to be in the building. It's just, it's a disappointing time for some. It's an exciting time for others. But they've done a great job in the last 3 years of building depth, and they're in a really good position to have to make those difficult decisions.
Well, I think that's the one thing that Dan brought was a plan, and he knew what it was going to take. It was going to take bringing some coaches that the players respected, not because of their coaching acumen, just because they knew who they were. They saw them as ballers when they were players. These kids were 10 years old watching some of these coaches play on Sundays, and it was their dream. And then they see them in their locker room, they respect them. But it's also about accountability and making the play when you're given the opportunity to make the play. And some of these young guys, including Gilmore and Chase Lucas, who are interesting, lined up right next to each other right now, getting it done tonight.
Luton fires, and Giovanni Ritchie with another catch. Third-year tight end from Western Michigan as Richardson makes the tackle.
I think one of the underrated things with head coaches, too, is certain guys know exactly what type of players they want. From a skill set, from a mentality. And this is where I think Dan is underrated. Everybody thinks he's a meathead and he's all these things. He's a really smart guy, guy, and he's done a great job.
2-minute warning here in Charlotte. 26-17 in favor of the Lions.
To give your teeth a dentist clean feeling, start with a round brush head, add power, and you've got Oral-B. Round cleans better by surrounding each tooth to remove 100% more plaque for a superior clean. Oral-B, brush like a pro.
He didn't go to college. I never asked for a raise. He didn't wear fancy shoes. I never took out a mortgage. His friends didn't belong to a country club. And his parents didn't have a will. So he worked hard and invested wisely, not in stocks or bonds, but in others.
New Dove Men Body Wash gives you 24 hours of nourishing micro-moisture. That means your skin still feels healthy and smooth now, and now too. Get healthier, smoother feeling skin all day.
Being an NFL fan is the greatest. Unless your home team doesn't match your hometown. Because it's hard for dolphins to survive in the desert. And eagles don't tend to nest with giants. But with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube, you can watch your favorite teams out at market Sunday games. So no matter where you live, it'll feel a little more like home. At least on Sundays. NFL Sunday Ticket, now on YouTube and YouTube TV. Sign up now.
You build something worth having, someone's gonna try and take it.
I'm gonna buy your ranch, and I'm gonna pull down every fence.
Everyone's forgotten who runs this valley.
Yellowstone. See it from the first episode, starting September 17th on CBS.
When that alarm goes off, start your day with us. CBS Mornings. I'll see you in the morning.
$1:59 to go in this preseason finale as Frank Reich and the Panthers, you take a look at their schedule, open up in Atlanta on September 10th. Interestingly, they play Detroit in week 5. You don't often see teams playing the preseason and again in the regular season. It happens from time to time, but these two teams will meet again in October.
I promise you they won't be watching this film.
Jake Luton, who was a 6th-round pick by the Jaguars in 2020, is the Carolina quarterback. And he's able to find Jennings, who's able to pick up a first down. Take a look at the Lions' schedule, and we all know they open up on the first night of the year, Thursday, September 7th in Kansas City against the Chiefs, and then they host Seattle and Atlanta before traveling to Green Bay. That's a interesting first month for Dan Campbell and the Lions.
Yeah, they've already been practicing slightly for the Kansas City Chiefs. You talk about it 2 weeks, but it's really just the juggernaut that Kansas City has been. If you can get a head start on them at any time, you do it.
Luton to Peoples, runs right into Gilmore and then out of bounds, stopping the clock with 1:46 to play. 5 career NFL games for Luton, including 3 starts with the Jags back in 2020. Here's a guy that's been cut 9 times in his career. 9 times.
You gotta want to see him throw a touchdown here. Right? You gotta want to see him take a shot into the end zone.
There's the shot. He's got a man. Oh! Matt Ryan calls it. Except he's down at the wall.
Oh, we got to get another look at that one.
Wow. Would have been perfect. Nearly television magic here late in the 4th quarter.
Let's take a look at this.
I mean, this is a nice ball.
Luton gets it right on top. Peoples catches it cleanly. That's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
I mean, if I'm Jake Luton right now, I'm yelling at Frank.
No doubt.
They're going to stop it.
They stopped it.
They're going to take a look.
Great job by
slow
Peoples there. Cameron Peoples about to step out of bounds, kicks the pylon. That's a touchdown.
I think the replay official wants Matt Ryan to look good in his first television game.
Jake Luton's been with Jacksonville, Seattle, Miami,
Orleans.
Back to Jacksonville, New Orleans, and now here with the Carolina Panthers. Unlikely to make this team, but he gets a touchdown here in the final preseason game.
Would also feel good for Peoples, who had his first touch in the preseason earlier tonight and fumbled. Be a nice way for this game to end for the undrafted rookie out of Appalachian State. Well, some of the Panthers are congratulating each other. Bill Vinovich still communicating with New York.
Where's Gene Steratore when we need him?
Gene doesn't need a preseason. He's ready to go.
We saw Bill last night in the hotel.
Yeah, I walked right into their officials meeting last night. I'm the rookie on the staff. I'm going down, trying to find our production meeting, and walked right in on Bill Vinovich's meeting with the officials. Luckily, I know Bill, so I said, what's up, talk to him for a little bit.
And he came
Great
over.
guy.
We said, just don't mess anything up. As long as they get this right, they will have not messed anything up.
That's right.
He's one of the good ones.
That's a sweet play by Peoples there.
Yeah, it really is.
Really sweet play.
No, he already had control of this football, so you saw him switch the ball afterwards, and it kind of was coming loose, but he never lost control of it while he was in the process of making a catch. So the catch was complete. But that's what they're looking at. It's too obvious that it was a touchdown with his feet. They got to be looking at whether or not he held onto the football.
I mean, to me, it looked like he secured it through.
Yes.
And I think he was in a position to make a football move.
So you see here.
Catch. 1, 2.
Wait, ball is secure here.
3. Reaches. I mean, maybe.
The question is whether he maintained control.
Come on, toss him a bone.
Let's just make a call.
Toss him a bone.
Right?
Toss him a bone.
It's late in the fourth quarter of a preseason game.
Like I said, where's Gene when you need him? Yeah, it's not his feet, because we know his feet were in. The question is the catch. Ball is hit, it's not secured yet, but it's secured there.
After reviewing the play, the receiver loses possession, does not regain possession, so it's a fumble forward into the end zone. It's a touchback.
Oh.
Detroit ball, first down.
That's devastating.
Wow. Wow.
Unbelievable.
That just hurts me.
I'm going to have a long talk with Bill the next time I see him. I know it's not his call, but yes.
Man, feel bad for Cameron Peoples. Had the early fumble. Looked like he made a great play here for a touchdown, and instead it's Lions football.
Right there?
Yeah. So this is a rookie not quite understanding the rule in the NFL, which is any part of your body has to touch that pylon. So what he was trying to do was reach the football back across the pylon, as opposed to just touching the pylon with his foot. So it doesn't matter where the ball is, as long as a part of your body gets inside the pylon.
Our cameraman, Jonathan Pope, he's everywhere these days, and he was right here for this look.
So you'll see Peoples try to reach the football back in, and that's when he fumbles it. He didn't need to do that. All he needed to do was touch the pylon with his foot. And the goal line extends forever, and forever across the globe. So it doesn't matter where the football is relative to inbounds, out of bounds. It's just a piece of your body.
Extends all the way to Japan.
That's right, where I'll be tomorrow afternoon. Actually, for you guys, it'll probably be, I don't know, I can't even do the math in my head. 12-hour time difference, I think.
Panthers fans who are still here not happy about that call, as the Lions will just take another knee and run the clock out.
And it sucks for Cameron Peoples because he's going to go down with 2 fumbles in this game. 2 lost fumbles in this game.
And that's the end of the preseason for the Lions and the Panthers. Detroit finishes 2-1. The Panthers go winless, but certainly encouragement from Bryce Young, what they saw from the #1 overall pick tonight. 7 for 12, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Lions open up September the 7th in Kansas City, while the Panthers Week 1 will be in Atlanta. That'll do it for us here on CBS. So for A.J. Ross on the sidelines, Matt Ryan and Tiki Barber up in the booth, and our entire crew, I'm Andrew Catalan saying so long from Charlotte. Tonight after your late local news, don't miss The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, followed by The Late Late Show with James Corden. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.
CBS Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
The Emmy-nominated Late Show with Stephen Colbert, weeknights on CBS. With the school year just around the corner, many UP districts are putting out the call for more substitutes, teachers and bus drivers. How districts around Upper Michigan are working to overcome the shortage tonight at 11:10 Central.
Some places talk about being local, but we actually are local. Our family started Superior Collision 18 years ago, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. No big company name, no outside investors. We are all Marquette, and we're going to stay that way. We are part of this community, and we are proud of the work we do. You can choose to go to a corporate body shop, or you can stay local and go to Superior Collision, Marquette's local hometown body shop.
If you crave the full New York State Schuyler County experience, here's where the rubber meets the road. Schuyler County, something for everyone, plus so much more. Plan your Schuyler County and New York State adventure today.
Diamonds. I'd make my nest out of diamonds.
I'd never eat another worm in my life.
Oh, yep. One ticket and we could be sitting on a gold mine.
The Powerball jackpot. It's all anyone can talk about.
Watch my reports from Delta County only on 19 News.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News.
News. Ariane, how are we looking out there tonight?
Sarah, we are looking a little bit cloudy. We'll expect these clouds to continue into our Saturday morning. We've got a cool trend right now, and that's also going to continue this weekend, although we will expect some sunshine and drier conditions as far as the sky. Maybe a little chance of drizzle in the morning on Saturday, but those temperatures 60 to 75, and as you just saw there, we will be dipping down into the 30s on Saturday night. Today, though, we saw a high of about 79 degrees. I've got your 7-day outlooks coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Ariane. At least 5 people are dead after powerful storms, including 4 confirmed tornadoes, ripped across lower Michigan late last night and early in the morning. Governor Whitmer has declared a state of emergency for those communities dealing with the aftermath, stretching from the coast of Lake Michigan all the way over to Detroit. Ray Strickland shows us the scene just outside of Detroit.
Compare this to any other storm that Canton's experienced.
Never in my 26 years here that we've gone through this.
Keith DeMaria and his wife were planning to hold his birthday party here at Heritage Park, but now they'll have to choose another location after last night's storm. The two stood in shock as they surveyed the damage at the park that's now destroyed. The National Weather Service confirming an EF0 tornado touched down near the park. DeMaria recalls what it was like being inside his home while the storm raged on.
We were in the bedroom watching television, and all of a sudden I heard this high wind, and then I heard this bang, 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 and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's that?
DeMaria is among many people in Canton Township whose home is without power. Throughout the area, emergency crews are being inundated with calls of downed trees. At least 200 homes are also dealing with basement flooding.
Around 10:30 last night, I heard a big boom, and I was sitting there enjoying the lightning, and lights were flickering on and off, and then I heard water coming in the house. And looked out the window, and there was a tree out there.
This home on Sheldon Road, a tree split in half and collapsed onto the roof. The homeowner is okay, but the home did sustain significant damage.
This is hard to see, I'm sure.
It is. It is. But it's material. It all can be fixed.
It's amazing that Canton got hit with 2 amazing storms. I mean, to get like 6 inches of rain, which has never really happened. I mean, I've been here 22 years. And that's never happened. And then, you know, to come here and see the destruction, and it is really sad.
Canton Township and Wayne County have now declared a state of emergency. Township Supervisor Anne Marie Graham Hudak is urging residents to document their damage so resources can be made available.
It's really important because it helps us determine what kind of help we need, what kind of help residents and businesses need. It also helps us to understand our damage and how we can help our residents.
Authorities in Canton Township are also advising people to not come in contact with any floodwaters, rivers, or streets after the storms released pre-treated wastewater. Meanwhile, right now, the Dickinson Iron District Health Department is warning the public of a potential algal bloom in Iron County. The water in Brule Lake is pending confirmation by water testing samples, so the public is being warned to not touch the water or shoreline and do not swim in the lake. The department also advises not to allow pets to swim in or drink the water and is also discouraging other recreational boating and fishing activities. Those who have come in contact with the water are encouraged to call their health provider and rinse off thoroughly. We have more information about this on our website, WZMQ19.com. A man is dead after a crash and car fire in Iron County last night. Michigan State Police say it happened around 8:30 on Channing Road in Mansfield Township. A passing driver reported the crash and told police the vehicle was fully engulfed in flames. That driver attempted to pull the other driver from the vehicle while first responders were on their way. The 60-year-old man was taken to UP Health System Marquette, where he later died of his injuries. His name has not been released. And Escanaba Public Safety fire crews quickly extinguished a large fire at an industrial business in Escanaba late this morning. EPS says it happened around 11:25 a.m. at the A&L Iron and Metal. An officer on patrol in the area noticed thick black smoke coming from around the business's vicinity. The officer found it was coming from a pile of scrap metal behind the business. Firefighters quickly put the fire out with no injuries. We are continuing our Back to School series. As schools are heading back into session, transportation to and from school can be a concern. WZMQ's Mitchell Reif has more on this year's staffing needs.
The first day of school is right around the corner, and one section of the education team that might be overlooked is transportation. Some UP districts are saying they're fully staffed with bus drivers.
Both districts right now, we're fully staffed.
We do well with bus drivers. We're fully staffed.
Other schools explain that finding drivers within the area can be difficult with scheduling and wages, but that finding substitute drivers can be a different piece of supplies on the list. Escanaba Superintendent Kobe Fletcher explains that Escanaba took a new competitive approach to filling the position.
Probably 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, really stopped and took a look at how we structured our bus driver wages and benefits. We made the conscious decision that we just had to be more competitive.
A lot of the districts are, if you're interested in being a bus driver, you could literally contact almost any local district right now, because if they don't have an opening, they need subs.
Schools are reliant on the surrounding community to fill these subbing positions and say there could be some misinformation about the roles they fill.
Some people have the misnomer that they have to spend the entire week here subbing if that's what they sign up for, when in reality sometimes we just need them for an afternoon or a morning.
Bus driving obviously is one of those where, because it takes that special certification, we really have to do a great deal of recruiting, going out, trying to find people that are interested, helping them through the training.
Substitute drivers are typically driving for athletic team games, classroom field trips, and any other extracurricular events that takes dedicated community members. And some districts say this used to be filled with applications.
There was a pretty good number of people waiting to get a job in the schools, and now there just seems to be everyone's hiring everywhere. So there's that competition for quality employees.
Districts are encouraging anyone that has an interest to contact them about substitution positions. Mitchell Reif, WZMQ 19 News, Marquette.
As classes are set to begin, teachers are considering student career interests. Iron Mountain High School will be bringing back mock interviews this year for the senior class. And teachers are already arranging a career fair for the seniors during state testing week in the spring. In the past, that fair has included businesses like First National Bank, Range Bank, MJ Electric, and Systems Control. But one teacher plans to bring in Bellin Health and Marshfield Health Clinic this year.
We survey the students first to see what their interests are, and then we try to the best of our abilities to find local businesses that match up with that. And medical field by far was in the most demand.
In the last career survey done at the school, about a third of the kids showed an interest in the medical field. It might have been a bit rainy, but the show must go on in Marquette. Tonight was the second day of Harbor Fest, bringing local and regional bands to the stage and food vendors alike. Tonight's playlist brought classic rock music to Matson Lower Harbor Park from the Daydreamers, Big Trouble, Rat Tribute Band, and a Poison Tribute Band. One festival goer says the UP is a one-of-a-kind experience, and hearing music like this tonight, they just couldn't stop dancing.
It's awesome, for one. It is amazing band, and it's such a gorgeous area, friendly people. You cannot beat the UP.
I love seeing people just enjoying the music and living life. Harbor Fest continues tomorrow with the KISS tribute band, Detroit Rock City. Also at Harbor Fest tomorrow is a friendly tournament featuring a Midwest favorite. The Superior Alliance for Independent Living, or SAIL, is hosting its third Battle of the Boards Cornhole tournament. It starts tomorrow at noon and ends when the bracket is complete. All the proceeds from the event will go to SAIL's 1 in 5 campaign, which provides money for SPAR, UP Vets Served, Sled Hockey UP, Assistive Technology, and Home Safety.
Cornhole tournament's going to be a lot of fun. The money rose is going to go to a good cause. It's hopefully going to be more fun than competitive, but competitive as well because there are cash prizes on the line.
If you're wondering, he was wearing a corn costume. Get it? 17 teams are competing in the battle tomorrow. First place will receive $200, second place will get $100, and $50 will go to the team with the best sportsmanship. Also tomorrow, a Marquette County Speedway is transforming into a car enthusiast's paradise. For the second year in a row, the Sand Speedway and Marquette County Drivers Association are teaming up to present the Car Meet and Swap Expo. Over 80 cars of all types are expected to be at the event, coming from all over the UP and northern Wisconsin. The event is free to attend and will offer more than just cars on display.
Live music, we're going to have food trucks, we're going to have a swap meet as well, so feel free to bring any old parts or things that you want to try to, haggle or barter with, and we're going to be having it all on the track at Sand Speedway.
The Speedway gates open at 10 a.m. and the show starts at noon. And the first ever Marquette Summer Craftacular is coming to town this weekend. The Craftacular will be held at the Lakeview Arena tomorrow and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. each day. The show will be filled with local and regional vendors ready to sell their homemade items. And food vendors like Lucky Dogs, 906 Chippers, and Mad Dog and Eddie's will also be serving food throughout the weekend. Entry into the show will only be at the front entrance of Lake